we're back, Muffin and I, and we're going to continue reading from the story Bando, the dog who led a double life. Okay, we're heading into chapter 5 now, the mystery artist in the market. I'm trying something new this time, which is trying to keep Muffin in the on camera without bribing her with food, because she's supposed to be on a diet. She's not supposed to put on weight. Okay, so one way of bribing Muffin is giving her a scratch. You scratch her below the neck over here and she'll do exactly what you want to. So it's either food or a scratch below the neck. Okay, shall we start? The mystery artist in the market. The next Monday, Bando entered the market and was surprised to find Ranga signing autographs. You remember Ranga, the hoarding painter? Bando moved eagerly into the crowd, sure that his friend had finally become a famous painter. But he couldn't get anywhere near him. What's all this about? Bando finally asked someone beside him. The old man looked at Bando incredulously. What? Haven't you seen Ranga's picture in the paper? He's now a famous man. Bando realized that many of the autograph seekers were holding out newspapers for Ranga to sign on. Peering into one of the papers, Bando was shocked. He'd expected a grand photograph of Ranga posing next to one of his big paintings. Instead, there was the cartoon that he, Bando, had done and sent off just a few days back. He heard someone in the crowd ask Ranga who the portrait was done by. Now you remember Ranga with the long hair, no? Ranga paused dramatically while signing his autograph. He tossed his longish hair in a way that he had seen some artists do and replied, "Oh, that was done by some famous painter. As you can see, he was quite impressed by my good looks." Here Ranga turned casually so that the crowd could admire his famous profile, and he said, "And you can also see from the caption, which says R.K. Nagar's very own Hussain, that artist also seems very impressed by my art." A respectful hush fell over the crowd. Several people could be seen nodding their heads wisely as if they quite agreed with the artist's high opinion of himself. Till someone cheekily asked, "Then why did that artist also choose to paint old, bald and unartistic postman Raja?" Bando cocked his ears. So they printed that one too, he realized. Someone else in the crowd sniggered. Ranga looked a bit irritated, but managed to continue acting cool. Now, that was by some other artist altogether. The City Times, they've commissioned different artists to do different types of people. So, an artist who specializes in bald people drew Postman Raja. Is that true? A snort of laughter somehow escaped Bando's desperate attempts at self-control. This he tried to convert into a sort of a sneeze, and then to be more convincing, he tried to fake two more achoo, achoo sneezes, make it look like he had a bad cold, but he decided he better leave quickly before he lost control again. Couldn't bear all these stories about the artist. In the safety of Mrs. Murthy's kitchen, Bando flopped down on the ground like this Maharani here, flopped down on the ground and laughed his head off. He laughed so much that tears rolled round his cheeks and even his stomach began to hurt. Every time he thought it over, a fresh attack of laughs would hit him and he'd be rolling on the floor all over again. He'd just begun to feel faint from all the uncontrollable laughter when he heard Mrs. Murthy. "Bando Baba, I thought I heard somebody at the door." The distraction stopped the laughs for a bit, and Bando headed with relief to the door, wiping his eyes on the way. Bando opened the front door and found before him a postman. Not Raja, but a postman nevertheless, holding an official-looking envelope. Bando had a fleeting thought about how familiar the postman looked, but brushed it aside in the excitement of seeing the words, "The City Times," printed on the envelope. Come to the end of chapter 5 there, and the next chapter is Letter from the Editor, which we'll read tomorrow. Okay, bye till then.